So inside, when I'm side sitting here, I'm getting a little bit of a straightening of this back leg. If I'm used to kind of sitting propped and kind of resting in on myself, then I'm gonna have some tightness in the hip flexors, right in this muscle, because I'm just hanging out in this position. Adults get it too all the time from when we're sitting all the time. So this position she doesn't love as much because she's getting that pulling. Check to see if her hip flexors are tight. This is honestly one way you can kind of see just with her laying down how her knees are a little bit straighter. You'll find that hip flexors, because it connects at the hip and the knee, or one of them connects at the hip and the knee. If you see that leg being straight, that's an indication potentially that it's tight. I bring the leg up, and then I bring the hip and knee in alignment, and the ankle in good alignment, and I see when I bring it down, does my knee straighten, or does she not feel too good? And if I keep it bent, that's about as far as I can go before I hit resistance. Okay. So we want it to be here, but because her hips are a little bit tight right in this muscle, it's not going quite as far down. So there's a couple different ways we can stretch it. Not a big deal. A lot of kids that like to sit have tight hip flexors, so it's not a big problem. One way we can stretch it is we just hang out in this position. We want to make sure that her back has contact with the table, that her knee is bent, and we're just hanging out for about 3 minutes or so. We're just letting her relax into it. She shouldn't be in any discomfort. If they're really tight, they might be up here, in which case trying to stretch them really far, they're gonna scream. Right. So just letting her on both sides, 2 or 3 minutes. About alignment too much. We're gonna lay her down, and I want her waistband right at the edge here. Okay. Oh, phew. And I'm coming right on her. So I take note of how much space is between her hips and between the hips and the ground there. I can get her up onto her forearms here. And I'm
probably giving her a pretty good stretch right there. Yeah.
And I'm also using my, you see how she's trying to bend that knee? It's because it's tight. Okay. So I'm keeping her legs straight by putting my legs around her. And I want to make sure that her, again, hips, knees, ankles are all in good alignment. Okay. This is probably a good enough stretch for her right now. Okay. But as she gets, stronger and a little looser in these hips, we can add a little extra pressure right on her tailbone here. I'm just doing a little soft vibration downward, but I'm not pushing down because she will not be happy about it. I wouldn't be happy about it either.
You're doing it.
We just